be sworn in is the exalted office of His Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria.
After a fierce race with tempers flaring from all parts of the country and against all odds, the transition from one civilian president to another was midwifed to a successful inauguration. Then the task of governance begins as President Bola Tinubu sets forth at dawn, charting a roadmap for a new dispensation driven by his renewed hope agenda. Against the backdrop of a highly volatile and complex power plays with Nigeria's neighbors within the Gulf of Guinea and also around the global frontiers. For several years, Africa has always been the centerpiece of Nigeria's foreign policy, even in the face of emerging threats to democracy, especially within the West Africa sub-region, especially in asserting its leadership role in Africa.
We shall defend the nation from terror and all forms of criminality that threaten the peace and stability of our country.
In the days to come, the crystal ball gets clearer on what lies ahead for Tinubu's foreign policy, having emerged the chairman of a largely divided economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, with the sub-region coming under serial threat of political instability, specifically in Guinea, Burkina Faso, and Mali. No doubt, the challenge of deepening democratic institutions becomes more precarious for the Tinubu-led ECOWAS. Perhaps the worst narrative was yet to come as the news broke of another coup in Niger Republic, a country bordering 7 Nigerian states.
Not long ago, His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu was elected as the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority with a very strong mandate and his commitment to make sure that that contagion is stopped.
The ECOWAS under President Tinubu had condemned the military junta in Niamey, placing tough sanctions to compel the military junta to surrender power. But these sanctions had met with stiff resistance.
That ultimatum of 7 days for Niger to go back to constitutional order or they'll be invaded, that really creates the biggest problem for him.
Following threats of military invasion by ECOWAS, the Niger military had imposed a no-fly zone within its area territory, with the prevailing scenario turning out to be a balance of terror.
If they have imposed a no-flying zone, they will enforce the no-flying zone. They will decide if they want to have direct intervention and cross the border. And I would reckon that the target, if it is a military intervention, is to go to the capital where virtually the command and control of the Nigerians are.
In spite of the deployment of tough sanctions, the Niger military junta remained defiant, not backing down to even threat of deployment of standby force from the ECOWAS defense chiefs. This had compelled the regional body spearheaded by President Tinubu to adopt shuttle diplomacy, dispatching high-level emissaries for dialogue with the military leaders. However, the series of peace talks ended in deadlock.
We want to exhaust the diplomatic channel, and it is within that framework that His Excellency General Abdulsalam Abubakar and the Sultan of Sokoto and the President of the ECOWAS Commission left for Niger to go and, as we just heard, to go and read more or less the Riot Act to the coup plotters.
Good counsel has prevailed on Bola Tinubu. He has not been talking about war now. It's now diplomatic ways of settling the issue.
Military takeover seems to be gaining lots of tractions in the African continent, with the military in Gabon ending the 56-year rule of Omar Bongo. As it stands, the Tinubu-led ECOWAS and the African Union had not been able to find an enduring solution to resurgence of military takeover in Africa.
And I believe because we have enough on our plates back home, we need the resources to take care of our immediate problems at home rather than go and invest in a war that really is absolutely unnecessary.
The forces of global dynamics in the international arena may also make policy adoption an uphill task for President Tinubu, while the first 100 days of Tinubu's foreign engagement might be too early to call.
And he has not failed. He's really learning how to handle those situations.
Especially the recall of ambassadors, it no doubt marks a significant prelude of what is to come in the next 3 years and 265 days. With an astute diplomat, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, now in the saddle of Nigeria's foreign ministry, the yearnings are high for a robust foreign engagement and prosperous diplomacy that will restore Nigeria's place amongst the Committee of Nations. Benga Ashiru, Arise News.